Hey, so I was walking through this vintage store. This thing says, hey, buy me. So I did. Stay tuned to see what I do with it. All right, man, today's gonna be a fun one. We're getting crafty today with the RV that I bought. I bought this at a one of those antique thrift stores. It just screamed, buy me, because it's so cool, right? It's a Tootsie Toy camper, USA made, and the patina on it and the colors are just super cool. I walked around and I was walking around looking for other stuff, and in the back of my mind, what am I gonna do with this thing? And then I stumbled across this. They have these little bins of, well, you know what they are. They're the Scrabble tiles for the old vintage board game Scrabble. So we have a vintage board game, vintage RV. We're gonna mix these two together. We're gonna make a nice, cool little shelf setter. These letters actually spell the caption that I'm gonna put in front of it. I don't know if you can figure it out, stay till the end. But not only are we gonna do this one, I'm gonna get a bang for a buck, I'm actually gonna do 3 of these shelf setters. So let's get started. All right, so this is what we're working with. I'm gonna do 3. I've already picked my caption, so there's gonna be a caption underneath each one of these shelf setters, I'm calling them. You can call them what you want, but they're basically knickknacks, what have you. So I'm gonna do 3 of them. I've already got my captions out. Stay till the end, that'll be fun. Unless you're really good at wordplay or what do they call that when you gotta unmix the letters. Maybe we'll do something at the end of the video to kind of make that more exciting, but we're doing 3. So got 3 captions, and then obviously the inspiration one here is the motorhome. And then I went ahead and picked out a couple of collectible cars, and then I had some of these here. So the scale of the project is going to be kind of different. So this is a good size, and I think it might actually look really cool with this bigger 1/24th scale. So I bought one of those. I believe this is 1/24th scale as well, but it's blown apart. And then we have the little 1/64th Hot Wheels we may do something with. Still not sure. I know which way I'm leaning, but my captions are there. I'm already committed to those captions, so I got to make it work. And then I went out and to my stash. One of these days I'll show you guys my stash, but basically it's just a junk pile out on the side of my house on a bunch of racks. And I pick up stuff at garage sales, and I kind of picked up this stuff here. So these are just some of the elements that may come into some of these projects. So for the video, I'm going to go ahead and focus mainly on this one, which is the RV one. That's the inspiration one. That's the one that got me all excited. And then at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and show you all 3 of them. So yeah, let's get to work. Let's see what we can come up with here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use, but this is just some things that I'm kind of thinking about. So layering is the key, but keeping it old is going to be tricky with this one, because you put too many new parts, then you got to worry about blending and matching it. But this is kind of what I was thinking here is, I mean, oh, this is not the best angle. I should probably get you from a side angle so you can kind of see how it'll kind of layer up. So yeah, I'm going to work with this stuff. Let me get you a better angle real quick. All right, that should be better. Okay, so let's check out our options. For a base, you know, both of these are good options. One thing, this one's pretty beefy, so tall. It's the right width, it's the right size, but it's kind of tall. And then the other thing I was noticing, this would have to be trimmed down. And do we go on the top here? Do we glue it on the front? A couple different options there. This one, on the other hand, this one here, that actually works pretty good. Kind of like that. And then, I mean, we could easily just elevate that like that and call it done. I think I want to add a little bit more to it. You know, I want this to be the focal point. And if you put too much weight on the bottom, it's going to kind of distract from it. Got to simplify it so much. Anyhow, this was another option I thought. And we have, get just a little bit of an elevation here. I can maybe put that on there and do this, and then put the truck there, and then have this in front. Just put it on a small little base. I do want this attached to it. I don't want this floating. I mean, I could leave it floating. I don't know. But then how cool is this? So this is a valve guide. That right there, we could elevate it just a tiny bit, or I could even take this old door handle and add a little bit more height to it and get it there. Or I found this spring. This looks very similar to a, might even be a, it looks too shiny to be one of those springs that pushes out on the doorknob, but could be one of those. Obviously I had to make it look old, and then we can attach that to there, and then you got like a bobblehead type action going on. Kind of liking that a lot, actually. So let's see if we take this and do that. That's kind of cool looking. I don't know, actually I think it looked better just on the ground, on the lower. So just by itself, and then this in front. A little bit lower to where you're not seeing all of this, but with this in the front, you're not really seeing all of that, are you? I'm going to do this. I know I may not use this piece, but I'm going to use all of these elements. So I'm going to get started on that first, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. If I'm going to use this or something lower. Yeah, let me get going on that. A couple things I need to get. I'm not digging. This was an old vintage coffee can. I used some coffee cans for some. Well, they were called my cars and coffee bouquets. Selling those on my Etsy shop, and this was the lid that I didn't need, so I threw this out there. But digging the top, looks old. That's going to be our platform for sure. But I got to get rid of this yellow trim, or at least tone it down a little bit. So that's project number one. And then after that, I got an idea for the coffee can, because this is going to go like that. I could paint it, but I mean, this has got some like blue and browns and reds to it. So I'll tone this down, or I'll paint this a contrasting color that may tie into that, maybe the blue or something. And then for this, I think how cool, I'm going to go ahead and use some vintage maps that I have. Ties in perfect with the RV piece, and you can kind of see I'll try to make sure I get some of the red road, and then maybe some of the blue road in there, and I'll just go ahead and decoupage around that. That's going to be kind of cool looking. And then I also figured this out. So this was going to be our base so it doesn't scratch, but I turned it over and it fits right in there. So how about if we glue that to here, and then this just becomes a lid. That'll keep it centered, and then you'll be able to pull it off. Now it has a purpose. You can use it for storage, and then I'll use this paper coaster as the base, so it don't scratch the furniture piece. And then this right here is going to sit separate. I'm not going to put a base on this one at all. So if we're doing that, got this inside, and this is going to be coming off. I don't know if the spring action will be sturdy enough to pull it off as a lid, so I'm going to go ahead and not use that. I'm going to commit to this. That way I'll get a nice solid mount. Definitely going to have to figure out how to piece that together, but I got my paper down. I'm going to go ahead and get crafty. I'm going to take that. I got to stain this and the tiles because I don't want them to look too bright. So I'm going to make them look kind of old. I'm gonna get going on that. I'm gonna test my make it look old stain on this wood right here. I'm hoping, I don't want it to get too dark, but we'll see how it goes. Just gonna put some of this on there, and then then the tiles are gonna be interesting too, because the tile, I mean, we don't want them to be black or anything like that. So, but this is just a vinegar and steel wool solution. That just kind of makes things look old. I'm going to use this on the map as well. So after I put it on, just to kind of give it a little tint. But you kind of see what it's doing there. That looks pretty good. Now kind of, I'll grab one of the old ones so you can see the difference. You know, that kind of goes with that more than that does. Just a touch to make it look kind of old. So that worked good. Now for the letters. To the back first, I'm curious. I think they're going to be good too. Yeah, they're just looking, you can see the difference there. I'm just going to dunk those in. Let me grab some pliers. So, I'll just take these real quick. So, this is dirty, but I don't want it to look, I need it clean, but I don't want it dirty. But the plastic here, you can see inside there. I want it to look old, but I'm afraid if I clean it, then that white's just gonna be like too clean. So, try something here. Yeah, if I start cleaning that white in there, I'm gonna have to make it look old again. Oh. But what kind of RV has white interior anyway? Huh? Alright, I'm gonna pop it off, and I'm gonna paint the inside. Pretty sure it just pops off. Yep, I'm gonna paint it. All right, so we got this suede blue. And I'm going to do the bottom of it black, and we'll go from there. The goal is to just tone it down a little bit, not to give it a whole bunch of detail, but definitely don't want it white. So, and then I'll probably go back after, and I don't know, the bumpers and stuff, I'll probably kind of put some silver or something on it by hand. So, I don't know. I'm going to do the bottom black though, for sure. So got the map on, looks really good. Put some of that make it look old stain on there, kind of made it look old. And then I went out and, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. The plan was to put this on the bottom for the lid, but I found a black one. It was just a rubber pad thing. I'm gonna put that one here to hold the lid straight, And I'm going to go ahead and use the cork one as a base on the bottom, and then I'm going to put some felt around for the trim. So we're getting there. This will go here, and then I got to figure out the I'm going to elevate this from the valve guide, and I grabbed a pin, right here. So I think I'm going to shove this pin up in there to kind of adjust the height to give me the elevation on that. So I'm going to put you on time lapse again. Yeah, we're pretty much in assembly mode right now, so let's go. Alright, I wanted to show you something real quick on how cool this is going to be. So remember, we got to get this thing elevated here. So what I did is I pulled this pin apart. Love doing this trash to treasure and figuring things out. So I pulled this pin apart, and it actually gave me this. This is the front part of the pin. So I was looking, and this is going to screw right into there. I'll throw some glue in there to get it hold. So I'll probably just put something there to keep it from moving around so much. And then for the top, I'm gonna drill a hole so it'll sit on there, and then I have this cap that's gonna lock it down, along with a little bit of glue. So that's already black. I don't even have to paint it. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because I love it when things fall into place like that. Let me finish up. Let's go. All right, so there they are. Super excited about these. So this is the one you guys watched. I'm going to do individual pictures like I do with all my other videos on the reveal. You'll have some close-ups and stuff, but I just want to briefly go through what we use. So I ended up pulling that cork coaster off the bottom, and I put a regular base on it. It looks good. Did the stain on this to kind of match the red. You got the blue to match the blue. This one actually opens up. And if you recall, it's a tuna can, the lid of a vintage coffee can, a valve guide, and the cap of a pen. And now it's screamed by me. I said at the beginning of the video, now hopefully it's screaming by me to somebody else, because these are going to be on my Etsy page. But that's the first one. And when I do the reveal, I'm going to show you the caption that I made for this one on the Scrabble tiles. So it'll be a nice little display there. The second one is a wood base, just a stock wood base from Hobby Lobby. I took a vintage old piston. I don't know what it came out of. Capped it off with a little wooden disc. Got the same valve guide, and then I'll show you some close-ups of the car that I patinaed out. Turned out pretty good. I've only done a couple of these, so I'm getting better at it. And then the last one, the 30, I believe it's a 37 Ford pickup. So what this one's made out of is, you saw, I think at the beginning of the video, this is one of those garage sale bases that would say friends and family or something on it. You set on a shelf. Obviously I bought the new truck. This was a picture frame garage sale find. And then I elevated, I just actually put some long screws, and that's fuel line as the pillars on this one. And then I used my Etsy machine to create a stencil and etch the glass for this one. So yeah, that's the three, that's the set. They'll all be on the Etsy page. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of stuff, please hit that subscribe button. I got a ton more ideas. Going to be making more cool stuff for whether you want it in your man cave, but it's all this Crafty Automobilia, flipping car parts into cool stuff. So that's my gig. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, enjoy the highlight reel. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one.